ओके, थैंक यू सो मच गाइज फॉर ज्वाइनिंग। मैंने स्क्रीन शेयर कर रहा हूँ, लेट मी शेयर माय स्क्रीन, देन विल स्टार्ट। ओके, सो होप माय स्क्रीन इज विजिबल टू एवरीवन। हेलो।
Yes, yes,
ओके,
yes.
गुड गुड गुड। ऑलराइट गाइज, सो today we are going to discuss a very basic concept of the Palo Alto Firewall. Like last time we discussed about that how basically my packet is going to be processed through the firewall and what are different component and what are different kind of the processor we have, right? And we understand what is single pass with the parallel processing, right? So today we'll try to understand, because always when you talk about the Palo Alto Firewall, this Palo Alto Firewall is known as the zone-based firewall, right? So why this zone-based firewall and what is the logic behind it and what is the zone basically? That we'll try to understand, and also we'll try to simulate this concept with firewall. That is a one simple lab. We'll try to do that. So at least you guys understand basically why this zone-based firewall is there and what is the meaning of the zone-based firewall. So whenever you go for the interview, they are going to ask, even for the Palo Alto, we have zone concept. FortiGate also have the zone concept, right? If you talk about the Cisco ASIC, also have the zone concept, but all three different version have the different kind of the definition. Okay, it is not same for the all the cases. Okay, so the first of all, you have to always keep in your mind, if I'm going to talk about the zone, it is not going to same for the all scenario. कुछ केस में आपका अलग definition हो सकता है, ठीक है? So it's clear to everyone. So if I talk about zone, right? So let me use my drawing. So I can explain in my whiteboard as well. So आप लोगों को थोड़ा सा easily समझ में आ जाएगा कि what is zone. So let's suppose I'm going to use zone definition. So just think about, this is your company, okay? This company have the multiple department, right? This might be this one. So some department might be the HR. They are sitting 30 people here. If more than 30, so I have another HR cubicle, they can sit here. If I have the more than 30, so if I can create another HR here where 20 people are sitting. Similarly, we have the sales people. Sales 30 people are sitting here. I can make sales 30 here as well, right? And now I can use the IT department. Might be IT people are 30 years sitting here, and next IT 30 is going to sitting here, and also might be we can use the another sales department who is going to sit here, 20 people. So these are the different kind of the like department. In this different departments, we have the different kind of the users who are sitting there. So why I'm saying this? Because we have to understand why this kind of setup we have in our offices. So because HR department have their own roles and responsibility. They have to process something related to HR. So that should be not discussed with the sale people and IT people, because HR sometimes very confidential. These people have to discuss about the sales, right? They have to do the marketing, sales, they have to close a number so company can grow. IT department basically have to do the IT work. So by default, every location you are going to find there are a entry gate. मैं बहुत ही बेसिक्स आप लोग समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, राइट? दे हैव द एंट्री गेट.
जी सर जी
People are going to be enter from that gate to just sit in office and try to do their work. ठीक है, यही होता है ऑफिस में, राइट? जनरली वी डू दैट. So how basically the access is going to be created? So HR का जो access होता है, यहाँ पे आपका एक गेट पे कुछ लगा होगा है, इसमें आप कार्ड को स्वैप करते हैं, then it is going to give the access to inside of this HR department. Similarly, this also have the some kind of the door access, some also door access, some also door access. So different people have the different door access, and these different door access is going to be enter inside of the various department. Now If I am the HR person, so I can definitely I can access this side. If I'm the IT person, I can access in this. Basically, if I am the again HR person, I can enter. There is no problem. If I am the sales, I can enter from here. If I am sales, I can enter from here. I am sales, I can enter from here. If I'm the IT, I can enter from here. There is no problem. But let's suppose there is a 30 people sitting here, but they are not restricted. You have to sit either this cubicle or might be this particular closed office, right? Within the cubicle. So might be today 30 people are coming here. First they come on 9 a.m. in the morning in the office and they enter here. So rest who is coming after 30 people, they have to go in this particular office location. So they are in the same group, so they have the full access, right? Full access. Also, they have the full access. But what full access? Basically, they are the same department. So they have the full access. Similarly, if I talk the HR is going to be full access for the HR. HR is going to be full access for this HR. Means anyone can sit in this particular two cubicle. This also sells full access. This also going to be full access. Make sense? So we have the different department. These different department are going to be different kind of access and they are able to access that. But let's suppose we have a requirement to make the accessibility from HR to sales department. Is it possible or not? The answer is no, right? Because by default, your card is not going to be work to just enter in this particular sales department unless or until someone is going to give access to you. So there is a possibility, but someone need to give the access to you. Then you are going to enter from here to here. But by default, you are not going to enter from one department to another department. Similarly, if I want to talk, this sales can talk to the IT department. This is also the same case. No, by default. So if you have to access, you have to get some additional approvals. Make sense, guys? Then you are going to get an access.
Yes.
This concept clear to everyone?
Yes,
This
sir.
concept
Yeah.
clear to
Yes.
everyone?
Yes. Yes.
So what I'm trying to make a point here कि अगर आपके ऑफिस में एक डिपार्टमेंट है उसका एक्सेस है तो सेम डिपार्टमेंट तो आप जा सकते हो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, यू कैन इंटर विदाउट एनी प्रॉब्लम, राइट? बट इफ यू हैव द डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट रिचेबिलिटी यू नीड, यू कैन नॉट एक्सेस दैट. दिस इज व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू मेक अ पॉइंट. कुछ भी फायरवॉल रहना नहीं है अभी तक, राइट? बट हाउ इट इज रिलेटेड टू द फायरवॉल, लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड. सो लेट मी क्लियर दिस पिक्चर. So now let's draw one of the firewall. This is my firewall. Okay. This firewall have the different interfaces. This could be might be ATS 0 by 0. This is again ATS 0 by 1. Okay. This is again ATS 0 by 2. This is again ATS 0 by 3. This is again 4. Okay. Now I'm going to write here. This is for the HR. This is for the HR. This is for the sales. This is for the sales. This is for the IT. This is for the IT. Or this is for the marketing. This is for the marketing. Now, very important thing is, let's define the subnet. So this one having a subnet might be 10.10.10.0/24. This one having a subnet 11.10.10.0/24. Similarly, this one having subnet 1.1.1.0/24. This one having 2.2.0/24. This one having a 3.3.3.0/24. This one having 4.4. Just an example /24. This one having 5.5.5.0/24. This one having 6.6.6.0/24. Now I have one question. By referring the previous definition, if I'm in the HR department with this subnet and I'm connected with this particular firewall, can I talk to this HR department with subnet?
No.
No.
Why no? I mentioned in the previous block diagram, if I have the access for my department, if I'm the HR here, they can talk. They have access, full access. I explain, na?
जी.
Both are in different subnet. That's why they cannot communicate.
I'm saying both are different subnet. Okay, I agree. But they are belong to the same department. So based on previous logic, both are different people. Every people have a different access, right? But still they can sit, right? On the one segment, right?
Yeah.
So technically, based on the previous logic, they should talk. Subnet and routing, that we will discuss later. But in layman language, if I want to make you understanding, so ये दोनों बात कर सकते हैं ना पिछले लॉजिक, क्योंकि दोनों एक ही ग्रुप के हैं, right?
जी, हाँ, बात कर सकते हैं.
Right.
And if IT, this is IT, this IT want to talk, they can also talk. Subnet अलग है. This marketing, this also can talk with this marketing. ठीक है? This sales can also talk with this sales. So देखो, what does means of the zone? Zone का मतलब ये होता है, if I talk about the zone, so zone is one line definition. Logical grouping, right? Logical grouping of network interfaces. It could be the physical interface and could be the logical interface. ये कुछ भी हो सकता है. But zone का एक line definition होता है कि if you want to group इंटरफेसेस, जो भी नेटवर्क इंटरफेसेस हैं, कई सारे इंटरफेस को मिलाकर एक इंटरफेस बनाना है, and they want to have the same kind of the property to just have the similar kind of the requirement to just allow the communication, that is a zone. So a zone in a Palo Alto firewall is a logical grouping of the network interfaces, which could be the virtual interface, which could be the physical interface, that share the same security policy. It act as a boundary that is going to control your traffic and also do the network segmentation. अभी थोड़ा सा इंग्लिश हो गया ज्यादा, might be you are not going to understand, but मैं इसको थोड़ा सिंप्लीफाइज करता हूँ कि what does mean actually I'm trying to make a point here. So zone का मतलब ये होता है कि अगर ये दोनों इंटरफेसेस हैं and if these two interfaces have the same zone, they are by default going to allow the communication if they are in the same zone, right? If this IT want to talk with this IT, they are the same zone, so this is also going to allow the communication. Make sense? So that means if my zone is going to be same on the Palo Alto, that means we are going to belong in the same family and we are allowed to talk to each other. We are allowed to talk to each other. Now we have the different subnet. Okay, subnet are different, that makes sense. Then these subnet required the routing. So if we have a already routing in place in a routing table, then there is no restriction is going to be applied. If there is already routing in place within your firewall, then there is no restriction is going to be applied and you are able to make communication from one zone to another zone. Do you guys understand? This much concept you understand? अभी समझ में आया? Chandana, you understand what I making a point here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What about Swaz, Satyam, Tushar? You guys understand? Brijesh? Everyone understand? Till now, you guys understand?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, Subhash, can you mute yourself? Yeah. Now, this is the one side of the concept. If I want to group my physical or logical interfaces, then Zone is going to come in a picture, and Zone is going to help you to make communication from one subnet to another subnet, which is going to be same part of the zone. Now I want to do communication from HR to marketing. Will it possible? Will it possible? Based on the previous definition, this is not allowed. You are not allowed to make the communication. So that means you have to do something special, then your communication is going to be allowed. So if I make more simplified in definition, so if we are in the same zone, that my traffic will be allowed. If we are in the different zone, traffic will be blocked. This is the default feature of Palo Alto Firewall. Is it clear, these two statements?
Yes,
If
sir.
I'm going to belong in the same zone, by default, my communication is going to be allowed. Firewall will not block or not going to not block your traffic if routing is there. If they are different zone, then firewall will block all traffic by default. Again, I'm writing by default. This is the feature. Clear? Everyone happy till now? Yes, no, maybe. कुछ तो बताओ.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
पूछूंगा क्वेश्चन आगे तो अपने आप को बिल्कुल तैयार रखना क्योंकि आई जस्ट किसी का नाम मैं रैंडम ले लूंगा और आई आस्क एनी रैंडम क्वेश्चंस. सो बी अटेंटिव ड्यूरिंग माय सेशंस. ठीक है? नाउ सो why this feature is allowed? Why this zone having this kind of feature? So zone basically, if I just want to talk, why do we use this zone feature? So basically, it is kind of the feature that is by using that zone, we can do the traffic segmentation. This is the first thing. What is traffic segmentation? I'll explain. We can enforce security policy, right? Better way, in better way, right? This is second feature. Third thing, we can minimize. Sorry for my bad writing. Let me write again. Minimize attack surface, right? This is the third, and fourth is basically it is going to give the simplified management. That is the concept. So what is the traffic segmentation? Traffic segmentations, let's suppose we are in the same LAN, we have the similar kind of the LAN subnet. Let's suppose this is my firewall, right? This firewall have the two LAN subnet. Basically, they are the user subnet, right? Might be this is my connectivity 192.168.10.0/24, and this is 192.168.11.0/24, and both are the LAN subnet. So I can put them in the same zone, that is a LAN zone. Here also LAN, here also LAN. So it is going to very easy for me, so they can talk to each other. Segmentation of traffic is going to very easy. But if you want to go on the internet, that is my WAN. So in that case, we have to make sure they have proper checks before sending packet out to the internet. So then we have the security policy enforcement, we have to put in better way. And here we can just do the traffic segmentations for the WAN and for the LAN. By default, they are not going to talk to each other. If they want to talk, then we have to do something else. And it is going to minimize by distributing this interfaces in different zone. It is also minimize my surface attacks as well. So that's also a good feature, right? So basically, this traffic segmentations, security policy enforcement, and minimizing the surface attack, that zone is going to help you to basically do this all, right? If I further talk about zone, if you just want to configure any zone on the firewall, this zone can be any number, any name, right? If you want to put 1, 2, 3 as a zone name, it is also possible. If you want to put like XYZ as a zone name, it is also possible. If you want to put LAN as a zone name, it is possible. If you want to put WAN as a zone, it is also possible. If you want to put a trust, it is also possible. If you want to put untrust, that is also possible. If you want to put the VPN zone, it is also possible. If you want to put like external, that is also possible. If you want to put internal, it is also possible. If you want to put DMG, that is a demilitarized zone, this is all possible. But these zones are meaningful. These zones are meaningful. You know, LAN, if I'm talking, that means my LAN network. WAN, this is my WAN network. Trust means this is my internal network. Untrust means again is a WAN network. VPN is again going toward my internet over the secure channel. External again the WAN. Internal again a LAN. DMG again a special zone where I want to apply more security. So if anything you are just configuring, that is the meaningful, that it's going to help you being a network administration कि आपको basically how you make sure traffic is going to be processed from the firewall point of view. But if you are going to make any random name and number, that is the meaningful. So administrator is not going to understand why basically you being a network administrator, why you put it this kind of the informations, right? Make sense, guys? Make sense? So always put a zone which is going to be meaningful for you. And generally you are going to find the zone LAN to WAN. LAN to untrust. Trust to untrust. This kind of you are going to find the definition of zone. Okay. So let me log into the firewall and let me show you one basic lab so you can understand more about the zone. So you can see this is my one of the Palo Alto firewall, and how you can log in it, this Palo Alto firewall. If you're going to get this kind of the error, you just refresh the lab. You just have to go on the management PC on this particular. Okay. After going this management PC, you have to put password 123. Okay. The password is again I'm repeating 123 and just click enter. After clicking enter, you just have to go Palo Alto firewall. By default, this Palo Alto firewall, username admin, password admin. And this is 9.0 firewall. How you can check that? Which firewall model? Just click on this I button. You're going to find the version. It could be the 10.0, 9.0. So if 9.0, there is a admin and admin. I'll tell 10.0 later on. So this is my firewall. I need to enter my old firewall. I'll just put it. New firewall, I'll put any number like Vishal 123. You can also put like similar your name and any special character. So now we have this firewall. So you have to run the command show system info. And once you put, you see this firewall is getting this IP address by default. Why it is getting IP address? Because this is connected with the management interface. This management interface is connected with the DSCP network, that is the internal network. This PC also connected with the same network. So by default, this is also going to get the same subnet IP. This is also going to get the same subnet IP. So I already know I do not require to give any IP address on this management interface because this firewall is already getting IP address from the DSCP. And I can check that. So what next I have to do that? So basically I have to go on my PC. I have to go my PC and I will go in the CMD and I will check whether I have the same series of the IP address or not. So you see, I'm also getting the same series of IP address 192.168.1.223 and this firewall having the 248, same subnet mask, same gateway. So if I try to go on my PC and I try to ping my firewall management IP address, it is going to ping. I'll discuss what is the management IP address and what is the all default feature I allowed on the management interface. But you can see this is able to reach my management interface from that particular PC. What next, guys? So basically the next step, once you have done this, you have to go in the browser of this particular firewall, of this particular PC, and you have to log into the firewall from the GUI mode. So I will go here. And I will just put 192. And this is 248. And you have to put here HTTPS. And then you press enter. Once you do this, is going to prompt an like this window. So you just go in the advanced and proceed with the unsafe. Just a certificate warning. So just ignore it. It's a normal. And now if I go and log in, admin, and the password, which I set it, I'm inside of the Palo Alto Firewall, guys. Now if I'm in the Palo Alto Firewall, so let me show you why this default zone based feature are allowed. Means if I'm in the same zone, then it is going to be allowed. That we have to understand. Okay. Oh, so let me just show you. Just give me 1 minute, guys. Yes, yes, go ahead, please. आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही. Can you just speak little bit louder?
सर जैसे आपने पहले बताया कि जोन जो है हमारा
आवाज नहीं आ रही है. आवाज नहीं आ रही है. Just close to mic.
हेलो अभी आ रही है
हाँ आ रही है. बताइए.
सर आपने जैसे पहले बोला था कि जो हमारा जोन है ये हम इसको बोल सकते हैं पालो अल्टो में पालो अल्टो बट अभी उसके बाद
Your
आपने
voice
बोला
is गौरव गौरव थोड़ा माइक सही करो अपना. ठीक है.
आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
हाँ बीच में रुक जा रही है. प्लीज सेट अप योर माइक करेक्टली.
ओके आई विल टाइप माय क्वेश्चन इन
नहीं पूछो पूछो अभी पूछो बताओ. जस्ट गो
मैं
अहेड.
पूछ मैं पूछ रहा था कि जैसे कि अभी आपने बोला था कि पालो अल्टो को हम जोन बोल रहे हैं जो जोन तो हम सिस्को एएसए और चेक पॉइंट फोर्टिगेट में भी बोलते हैं करेक्ट
राइट.
तो क्या डिफरेंस है इन सब में पालो
सी
अल्टो के जोन में और उसमें
सिस्को ऐसे का जोन है जो वो हमारा लोअर जोन हायर जोन पे काम करता है. लोअर जोन हायर जोन सिक्योरिटी मॉड्यूल पे काम करता है. फोर्टिगेट का जो जोन है दैट इज ग्रुपिंग द योर इंटरफेसेस उसके पर काम करता है. ठीक है. Checkpoint I need to check because I never work on the checkpoint, but I need to check on that. Okay, what it actual definition for the checkpoint, but this Cisco ASA and FortiGate, they have the totally different concept. Okay,
ओके थैंक यू
but Palo Alto have the totally different concept. So now I'm in the firewall. You can see here, and in this firewall, you can basically go in the policy. The first thing, this is normal dashboard, and here if you check that. Why this behavior is available? Because we have the two different policy by default created. And that policy you can see here, the first policy name is the intra-zone default. And second one is the inter-zone default. So if I talk about the intra-zone default, that means this is the intra-zone. If the same zone traffic want to communicate, they will allow. Inter-zone defense means different zone traffic is going to talk, then it is going to be blocked. Okay, you can say deny. This is the meaning of what I just explained. So it is not something firewall is automatic doing. No, there is a predefined policy available in the Palo Alto firewall. And if you go right hand side, you will find that the very first one is action is allowed. So any intra zone means same zone. Inter means different zone. Intra zone college competition. Within the same college, we have the competition. Inter college competition means we have the two different college where we have the competition. Could be the football, could be the volleyball, could be the cricket, could be the any fest, like that. So this is the meaning of the inter zone and intra zone. This concept clear to everyone? So if I please go ahead. Anyone asking something? So if I am just talking about interzone, that means we have the different zone, and that is by default it's a block here. You can see this is the block here, denied. And if I talk about the inter, that is intra zone, that is by default allowed. And this is the region we do not require any security policy if we have the same zone communication. Now, in this lab, we have to test this particular feature, which is working or not. So you can say I have the same subnet, right? This is my 10.10.0/24. This is again 10.10.0/24. But there is two possibility. I can configure these two two interfaces. Sorry. In the same zone. So they will by default going to talk. If I'm going to configure in different zone, then they are not going to talk. So what I'll do in this scenario, I will just use this Palo Alto Firewall as a layer 2 switch. So there is a mode where Palo Alto Firewall is also going to work as a layer 2 switch. So layer 2 switch means I will put this interface on the same VLAN, this interface on the same VLAN. So let's suppose we have the VLAN 10 here. This is also VLAN 10 here. So if I want to make the communication, this port is part of the VLAN 10, this port is part of the VLAN 10, this port is part of VLAN 10, this port is part of VLAN 10. And based on that, all port of the configuration, they are going to stay in the same broadcast domain. And if they are going to stay in same broadcast domain, they will communicate. But because this is not pure layer 2 switch, if this is my layer 2 switch, and this is my one PC, PCA, and this is my another PC, PCB, they want to communicate by default. If they are the 10 VLAN, they are 10 VLAN, they are going to communicate because it's a normal switch. They don't have any blocking capabilities. So same VLAN, they are going to talk. But because this is the firewall, so your zone is also going to play a vital role. And also, if you have to allow the configuration on this port from the firewall, you have to do some special configuration. So this is the layer 2 deployment. In this, we'll configure the VLANs and also we see how zone is going to play a role here. You guys are ready to do this lab?
Yes.
So I will go with PC and let me first do the IP assignment. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, guys. Okay. So let me just go and do the IP settings configuration. And here you just go on the PC and properties. And say this is the IP. You can define the IP. Already it was defined by me just before the lab. So, but you can just go here and define the IP. So I just give the 10.10.10.10 and this is /24. Okay. And then you just have to go here and also you have to do this similar kind of stuff. Right. And I'll go here, properties. And this is 11, right? You can see this is the PC. So now we are good with this particular topology. I'll click OK. Okay. Now what is next? So basically next step, we done this particular IP configuration on the PC. I have to go in the switch and after going on the switch, I will just configure the VLAN. So VLAN 10, I'll just configure and I'll assign these two port in the VLAN 10, this port and this port. So I'll configure the VLAN 10 and I'll go with the interface Ethernet 0 by 0. I'll put switch port mode access, switch port access, VLAN 10. This is this interface. Okay, I'll go on 0x2 also. Interface Ethernet 0x2. Switch port mode access, switch port access, VLAN 10. Right? Do right. That's the only configuration I need. I have done. So if you run the command show VLAN brief, your okay. So you can see this is the VLAN 10 have the two interfaces. Okay. And this is my both interfaces for the uplink and downlink. Now I'll go on the switch 2 as well. This switch 2 also sorry, I'll need to click. I need to also do the similar configuration here. So I'll go here config T and I'll just create the VLAN 10 here. And after getting the VLAN 10, am I audible? Hello, hello.
Yes,
No,
you are.
sir.
No,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Audible, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let me monitor some issue in the internet. I believe it's a little bit slow from the fiber side. Let me check. So VLAN brief. This is fine. Now I'm the switch and I'll just go interface. Let me fix lab first. So I'm gonna assign some IP address. Wait, guys, just let me fix this lab first. There are some internet issue.
Okay, sir.
Just 1 minute.
इम्तियाज इम्तियाज
Wait, guys, wait, just hold on. You can talk offline. Let me fix first lab. Okay. So let me monitor. Am I audible? Right?
Yes,
You
you
guys
are
able to hear,
audible.
right?
Yes, yes, you are.
You are audible.
So VLAN 10 and I'll go exit interface. This is my interface. Ethernet 0x1 and 0x2. So Ethernet 0x1, switch port mode access and switch port access VLAN 10. And I'll go interface Ethernet 0 by basically 2. Let me see, 0x2. And also I'll make this interface switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10 and do right. So this is done. Now what next? After doing this all, we have to get out from there. And not next we have to go on the Palo Alto Firewall because we have done the basic configuration from the switch and PC. Now if I go in the Palo Alto Firewall from this window PC, let me open this management again. It's not working. So we have to go on the interface. So even you can see in the our course content, we have the one of the mode, layer 2 mode, right? So we have to understand how the layer 2 mode is going to be configured, right? So I'm just showing the basic interface configuration. Again, we jump in the licensing software later on in flow logic. So don't worry about that. But I'm just making the basic building block so you guys understand some basic concept, because we have to use again and again this interface configuration. So because for the layer 2, so that layer 2 is going to convert it by Ethernet 1 by 1 and Ethernet 1 by 2. So I will click on the Ethernet 1 by 1 and yeah, here you can see. So now I have to select interface type that I need to select as a my, wait, just wait, let them refresh, then we'll do that. Okay, now it's fine. So I'll just click on this interface. And here we have to select the interface type. So this type we have to select the interface type at layer 2. Once you select the layer 2, it is asking what is the VLAN you want to assign on this interface. So you have to make sure when you assign the VLAN, you can assign directly from here as well, or you can go and configure the VLAN here as well. So what I'll do that, I can configure this any name or number, but that should be the same from the both side. Okay, so let's suppose I am creating 10. So I'll just put the 10 number here. It could be name as well, but put better name. So it is going to be symmetry. So no other configuration is required. No VLAN interface, just layer 2. So just click OK. This is done. Now it is asking what is a security zone. So whenever you configure any physical logical interfaces except HA, every interface you have to define the zone. Again, I'm repeating. Means on the Palo Alto Firewall, if you're creating any loopback interface, any VLAN, any layer 2 physical, any layer 3, any sub interface, you even tap interface, vWire interface. In all scenario, you have to use the configuration as a zone. But if you have the special interface that is HA, that is not required zone configuration. That is the only interface type. So you can note it down. Always you have to define the security zone. If you're not going to define it, is not going to work for you. So for our case, we are going to use a zone that is my LAN zone. You can take any name, but I'm just going to make a meaningful name. So I can go here, I can create zone from here, or I can create zone from here as well. So I can directly create direct zone from here. And this is my LAN. I can put LAN zone. Click OK. By doing this, you don't have to do anything in advance. Just go in the config, click OK. This is done. So this configuration done. Now you have to do the same thing on the another interface. That is a 1 by 2. So this is my another interface, 1 by 2. So I'll go here. I'll make as a layer 2. And I'll go here. This is my VLAN name. And the zone already created. I can just use that because already I assigned for the one interface. It's showing in my drop down. I click OK. Now my configuration is done for this particular two interfaces, but still they are not going to make any communication. Let me show you. If I'm trying to ping, let me close this PC. I want to ping again. So see, this is my PC. I can close it. I can go this PC also. I can close it. So I'll go here and I just go in the CMD. And you'll see that if I try to ping from 10.10.10.11 minus T from 10 IP, it is not pinging. From here to here I'm doing. So one very important concept, guys, you have to note, whenever you make any communication means any configuration on the Palo Alto Firewall, by default, it is not going to apply in the running configuration. So you have to use a special command, that is a commit. Okay. Then your configuration is going to apply. Else, this is unsaved configuration. This is known as the candidate configuration. Candidate, technically, it's known as a candidate configuration. So what is a candidate configuration? That means non-saved configuration, not applied configuration is known as the candidate configuration. So whatever I have done till now, that is a candidate configuration because it's a not applied in the Palo Alto Firewall. So how we can check that? You just go in the device, and if you want to see whether my configuration is candidate or not, so you just have to go in the config audit. And in this config audit, there is two configuration you are going to find here. One is the running configuration, one is the candidate configuration. So you can just use which is my running configuration, what is my candidate configuration. So let me show you. You can see this is my running configuration. That is the old configuration. Hold on 1 minute, guys. And one is going to be candidate configuration as well. So if I believe I lose the access. There are some internet issue today. I don't know why. So you click it here. You're going to find what is my candidate configuration, what is my running configuration. So you're going to get a difference. It is going to show you. So whatever you see in the yellow, right? They are the modify configuration. So I just go on the interface. You can see I just do the layer 2 configuration. That is my candidate configuration. It is not save configuration. I create the VLAN as well. That is also my candidate configuration. So some new green is showing as a candidate configuration, which is created by me. Some are my old configuration that is already available. And under that, I just modify the zone and all. So you can verify from here. So to make this permanent configuration, running configuration, you have to go and do the commit. So click on the commit. And after clicking commit, there's two options again. They are the very important thing, everyone. You have to always take care in consideration. If you're seeing here, we have this commit all changes and commit changes by me. So never ever do commit all changes. Never ever do commit all changes. Always click on it. Always click on it. So this is how you can make sure you have the right configuration changes on the firewall. If you make the commit changes all, that means what is going to be happen in that scenario, even your colleague have the similar access, they are also going to do the changes and even unsaved changes, incomplete changes, that is also going to be applied. So always you have to make sure you click while commit on commit changes made by me and see your ID. I'm logging with the admin. You can see this is my admin. So after clicking on that admin, you see the same is matching. So now you can commit. I'll explain more about this commit. So once you do the commit, it is going to make the changes. And then after probably we'll see this is going to allow the communication. And see, it is start pinging. This PC is start pinging. Why? Because they are in the same zone. So they start pinging to each other. Let me show you in this side also. And if I go here and try to ping 192.168, sorry, 10.10.10.10 minus T, it is also going to ping. Is it clear, guys? Everyone, why it is pinging? Anyone can tell me why it is pinging? Because they are have the
Same zone.
same zone route, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just Give me 1 second. Meanwhile, anyone have any doubt? Anyone have any doubt till here, or we are good?
Yes, sir.
Any, all good? No doubt,
No,
right?
I have a doubt.
Yes, please ask.
सर आपने जो फायरवॉल में कॉन्फ़िगरेशन की है, पोर्ट
Mm-hmm.
के रेस्ट पोर्ट के अलावा आपने क्या कॉन्फ़िगरेशन की है फायरवॉल में? मतलब
There is no
आपने
configuration on the port level. I have done the configuration. मैंने बोला था कि if they are in the same zone, ठीक है ना, तो सबसे पहले
अच्छा,
फाइल में क्या चाहिए आपको? सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी चाहिए, ठीक है। सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी इज इक्विवेलेंट टू ACL, एक्सेस कंट्रोल लिस्ट। मेक सेंस? So
यस,
basically, if these two want to talk, we require the policy, but they are in the same zone. So do we have policy or not?
यस,
Which policy we have? What is the policy name?
लैन
No,
इंट्रानेट, सॉरी,
intra-zone policy.
इंट्राजोन, या
And in intra-zone policy, what is the concept? It's all allowed, right?
यस,
Second policy, that is a inter-zone policy,
इंट्राजोन
which is all blocked.
ब्लॉक्ड,
मतलब all denied. Make sense?
यस,
So because they have the inter-zone policy, means intra-zone policy, that's why they are making the communication to each other. But the moment I will change the zone name, they will stop doing the communication. But you see here,
यस,
if I go on the firewall, if you want to see the live traffic, you are going to find your traffic is processing by the firewall. See, this is a live traffic. You can see LAN zone to LAN zone, source destination coming, right? And also
यस.
LAN to LAN, 10 to 11 and 11 to 10, both traffic is coming. So this make you happy, your traffic is going, and which policy it is hitting. You can see which policy it is hitting.
इंट्राजोन.
Intra-zone. So if someone is going to ask you the in interview, what is the intra-zone policy? So you guys are able to explain or not?
यस,
Rasad, you able to explain? I can see RASHD, Rashad. I don't know what's his name. You able to explain or not?
राशिद.
Rashid.
एक क्वेश्चन था सर। आप जैसे बोल रहे हैं कि सेम जोन में है और डिफरेंट सबनेट मास्क में है, तो सर कम्युनिकेट करेंगे सर अगर सेम जोन में है और डिफरेंट
Definition
सबनेट में?
अभी ये जो यूज केस देख रहे हैं, दैट इज सेम जोन विद द सेम सबनेट, राइट?
यस,
अगर
बट
डिफरेंट सबनेट
अगर
है तो?
सेम जोन भी है, डिफरेंट सबनेट भी है, तो भी कम्युनिकेट करेंगे। अभी मैं दिखाता हूँ अगला केस, ठीक है। अभी
ओके
आज
सर।
आप लोगों को पढ़ाता हूँ, उसके बाद भी इसे बताता हूँ, ठीक है। तो पहले ये समझ लेते हैं, फिर दूसरा भी समझेंगे। अब यस, दीपक प्लीज।
सर आपने अभी जो बताया था कि मान लो सपोज यूजर जो है कुछ भी चेंजेस करते हैं तो वो अगर वहाँ कमिट ऑल चेंजेस करेंगे तो सबके लिए अप्लाई होगा, और लेकिन इसमें हम ये भी तो कर सकते हैं ना कि जो यूजर्स हैं वो उस पे चेंजेस कर ही ना पाए, एडिट कर ही ना पाए, तो मतलब ये फिर फीचर लाए ही क्यों इसमें?
नहीं नहीं, आप समझे नहीं। देखो, सपोज करो कि आप L2 हो या L3 हो कंपनी के, राइट?
हम्म,
तो इस कंपनी में हो सकता है कि 10 L2 हैं, 10 L3 हैं, ठीक है। अब इन सबके पास तो सेम ही राइट है ना, सेम राइट है। यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग? ऑल कैन डू द ऑल चेंजेस, बाकी सबका सेम रोल है, राइट? अब
हम्म,
लेट्स सपोज कि मैं फायरवॉल पे, एक फायरवॉल है, ठीक है, इस पे जैसे आप हो, राइट? दीपक, दीपक पूछ रहे हो ना क्वेश्चन आप? अगर मैं सही से दीपक ने पूछा, किसने पूछा?
यस,
दीपक। दीपक एक है, लेट्स सपोज कि आप L3 इंजीनियर हो, और मान के चलते हैं कि मिस्टर सत्यम जो है, दैट इज ऑल्सो L3 इंजीनियर। अब सत्यम क्या कर रहे हैं? दे आर क्रिएटिंग अ पॉलिसी ऑन द सेम फायरवॉल, एंड यू आर क्रिएटिंग द इंटरफेस। आपको मिला है इंटरफेस बनाने को, इनको मिला पॉलिसी बनाने के लिए, सेम पॉलिसी है। अब क्या हुआ कि सत्यम ने पॉलिसी बना लिया, और आपने क्या किया? इंटरफेस पे आईपी डाल दिया है, सबनेट मास्क डाल दिया है, लेकिन उस पे आपने पिंग अलाउ नहीं किया, एचटीटीपी अलाउ नहीं किया है, कुछ भी मतलब पेंडिंग है, या कुछ गलत आपने कर दिया है, और आपको पता नहीं है, आप अभी चेक कर रहे हो, आप अभी सोच रहे हो कि आईपी में सही डाला गलत डाला है, और लेकिन आपने चेंज नहीं किया, बट सत्यम ने क्या किया, चेंज करने के बाद ही मेक कमिट ऑल चेंजेस, तो क्या हुआ, आपका भी चेंजेस अप्लाई हो गए ना फायरवॉल पे, और गलत होने से आउटेज हो सकती है। मेक सेंस? सो दैट्स
हम्म,
वाई व्हेन यू मेक चेंज, दिस इज द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस, आपको अपने नाम पे क्लिक करना है। यू कैन नॉट मेक चेंजेस टू द ऑल, मीन्स आप बलंडर कर रहे हो, यू आर डूइंग समथिंग रॉन्ग। तो इट इज ऑलवेज रिकमेंडेड कि फीचर अवेलेबल है, बट उस फीचर, इसलिए तो आपको पढ़ाई कर रहा है कि आपको कमिट ऑल नहीं करना है। नो, यू
और
हैव
इसमें
टू क्लिक
और,
कमिट ऑन योर नेम।
और सर इसमें जैसा आप बता रहे हैं कि एक L2 इंजीनियर है जो केवल इंटरफेस का चेंज कर रहा है और दूसरा जो है पॉलिसी क्रिएट कर रहा है, तो इस लेवल तक की भी मतलब इसमें हम एक्सेस दे सकते हैं क्या कि केवल ये काम ही करे बाकी और दूसरा ना कर पाए?
नहीं, मैं कर सकते हैं, वो भी मैं बताऊंगा कैसे, रोल बेस्ड सक्सेस कैसे होता है, वो कर सकते हैं, दैट आल्सो डूएबल। बट आई एम सेइंग यू बोथ हैव द सेम काइंड ऑफ द राइट्स। अभी तो आपके फुल राइट है फायरवॉल के दोनों के, तो आप तो कुछ भी कर सकते हो, आप भी कर
हम्म,
सकते हो, सत्यम भी कर सकता है, बोथ कैन डू एनीथिंग। बट आई एम सेइंग कि आपने हाफ ऑफ द कॉन्फ़िगरेशन किया, इन्होंने फुल कर दिया, और आपके हाफ को कमिट कर दिया, तो ये ब्लंडर हो गया ना। यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट और नॉट?
ओके।
सो लाइक वाइज यू कैन सी, अगर आपका स्विच है, स्विच पे आपको विलन बनाना है, जैसे आपको बोला है कि विलन 10 एंड 20 बनाओ, और आप इस पोर्ट पे अलाउ कर दो, जो आपका गिग 0/0 है, और इनको बोला गया है कि आप ये मिस्टर डी हुए, मिस्टर एस हुए, इनको बोला गया कि आप 30 एंड 40 बनाओ, और इसको आप
हम्म,
जी 0/1 पे अप्लाई कर दो, 0/1 पे। अब इन्होंने क्या किया कि इन्होंने सारा 10 से लेकर 40 तक इस पे अप्लाई कर दिया, इसकी वजह से पूरा ट्रैफिक ब्लॉक हो गया। तो आपको
हम्म,
इसीलिए पढ़ाया जाता है कि यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द राइट प्रैक्टिस एंड हाउ यू हैव टू प्रोसीड विद द बॉक्सेस, राइट? अब जैसे आप कार चला रहे हो, ठीक है, टेक एन एग्जांपल। आप कार चला रहे हो तो आपको यहाँ गियर बॉक्स मिलता है, ठीक है ना, जिसमें 1 नंबर, 2 नंबर, 3 नंबर, 4 नंबर, हर गियर का मतलब है ना कि वाई द गियर इज। अब बोल रहे हो कि नहीं, गियर ही क्यों दिया हुआ है, एक ही क्यों दिया हुआ है, पांच में, पांच में लगा रिवर्स पीछे गाड़ी चलने लगे, जाके धक्का मार दिया किसी को। तो हर चीज का एक मतलब है, दिया गया है फीचर, ताकि उसको सही टाइम पे यूज करो। इट्स नॉट लाइक आप कोई भी गियर में गाड़ी चला सकते हो, नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है। यू हैव टू ऑलवेज अंडरस्टैंड विच इज माई नीड एंड वाई आई नीड दिस पर्टिकुलर काइंड ऑफ द ट्रैफिक at any kind of the communication or any kind of the configuration changes.
सर हम
ओके।
ऑल चेंजेस कमिट कब कौन से केस में यूज कर सकते
और
हाँ,
सर
that's a good,
इसमें एक बात
एक
बताइए
मिनट,
जैसे
एक
एक,
मिनट, commit all changes, generally it is not recommended to use any cases, ठीक है? बट लेट सपोज आप पहली बार फायरवॉल बिल्ड कर रहे हो, राइट, वेरी न्यू, और आप ही बिल्ड कर रहे हो, लैब में हो, तो यू कैन डू ऑल कमिट चेंजेस, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम, फर्स्ट टाइम डिप्लॉयमेंट। बट इफ यू नो दिस फायरवॉल कैन एक्सेस बाय द मल्टीपल इंजीनियर एट द सेम टाइम, you never recommend to do this changes, but हाँ, फर्स्ट टाइम कर रहे हो तो you can do that, सेकेंड टाइम कर रहे हो, मान लेते हैं कोई लैब में कर रहे हो, you can do that. Clear? Now
और सर
go
एक
ahead.
बात और बताइए जैसे सपोज आपने कमिट ऑल चेंजेस किए तो अप्लाई कौन सा होगा, जो लास्ट में काम कर रहा है उसके मतलब वो पहले पहले अप्लाई होगा या फिर जिसने गलती की है उसका अप्लाई होगा, या दोनों, मतलब कौन सा उस पे काम किस तरह
जैसे
का?
कि अगर मैंने बोला कि आप इंटरफेस पे कॉन्फ़िगरेशन कर रहे हो, राइट, और आपने कमिट नहीं किया, आपने सिर्फ आईपी डाल के छोड़ा है, अभी अभी आगे कॉन्फ़िगरेशन और करनी है, और इन्होंने पॉलिसी बना लिया, तो जो भी अगर कमिट ऑल कर दिया, तो अगर जो भी हाफ कॉन्फ़िगरेशन है ना अभी जो किया है, वो भी अप्लाई हो जाएगा इस फायरवॉल पे, इनकम्प्लीट कॉन्फ़िगरेशन। जैसे सपोज करो कि अभी आपने 192.168.10.10 IP/21 डाल दिया है, और माइट भी आपको
हम्म,
डालना था 11.1, बट आपने डाल दिया ना, तब तक आप डेटा सेट
हम्म,
चेक कर रहे हो कि मैंने सबनेट सही डाला कि नहीं डाला, इसने पीछे से कमिट मार दिया, तो ये तो अप्लाई हो गया।
हम्म। और लेकिन
तो
अगर ये
इसलिए
दूसरे जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर है उसने अगर सही आईपी डाला है तो फिर अप्लाई कौन सा होगा,
जो
कमिट ऑल
जो भी
चेंजेस?
आप डालोगे वो अप्लाई हो जाएगा ना, जो भी डालोगे, कहने का मतलब कि चेंज हो जाएगा, जो आप कर रहे हो दैट इज गोइंग टू बी
हम्म,
चेंज ऑन द फायर। जो भी आप कर रहे हो कॉन्फ़िगरेशन, जो भी आपने कॉन्फ़िगरेशन डाला, जैसे इस इंटरफेस पे आपने ये आईपी डाला 192.168.10.1, और आपको डालना था 192.168.11.1, बट आपने गलती से 10.1 डाल दिया, और आप सोच रहे हो कि चलो एक बार वेरीफाई करते समय टाइप हो जाता है ना, कई बार गलतियां हो जाती हैं, आप सोच रहे हो कि चलो मैं वेरीफाई कर लेता हूँ कि सही आईपी डाला कि नहीं, तब मैं कमिट करूंगा, लेकिन एक पीछे से बंदा अपनी पॉलिसी कॉन्फ़िगर करके कमिट कर दिया, तो यही आईपी अप्लाई हो जाएगा ना अब तो इंटरफेस पे। यू गॉट माई पॉइंट?
हैं? नहीं सर, अभी क्वेश्चन है कि कौन सा कमिट
योर वॉइस
कौन सा
इज नॉट कमिंग, गौरव एंड ब्रजेश, प्लीज फिक्स योर माइक, इट्स माई हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट ब्रो।
सर अभी आवाज आ रही है क्या?
हाँ बताइए।
सर दीपक का क्वेश्चन ये था कि सपोज उसने चेंजेस करने के बाद गलत वेरीफाई कर लिया, उसके बाद उसने कमिट अप्लाई किया, बट पॉलिसी अप्लाई करने के बाद उसने भी कमिट अप्लाई किया, तो कौन सा
नहीं नहीं
कमिट
नहीं
में
नहीं नहीं
वैलिड?
नहीं, अब ऐसा नहीं होगा। अगर एक बार इसने कमिट कर दिया ना, इस बंदे ने, सत्यम ने, और दीपक ने अभी चेंजेस किया, उसने कमिट नहीं किया, तो आपका चेंज हो गया अप्लाई, अब दोबारा कमिट का ऑप्शन ही नहीं आएगा आपके पास, अनलेस और अनटिल यू मेक अगेन न्यू चेंजेस ऑन योर इंटरफेस। मैं अब समझा,
ओके।
ठीक है ना? मतलब एक बार
हाँ
देखो
जी।
कमिट कर दिया हमने फारवर्ड पे, सो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू गेट एनी अदर ऑप्शन टू कमिट। सी देखो बटन वो खत्म हो गया, देख रहे हो, नो पेंडिंग कमिट चेंजेस।
ओके।
तो अगर मुझे कमिट करना है, सो आई हैव टू मेक अनदर चेंज इन माय फायरवॉल, देन आई विल गेट दिस बटन हाईलाइटेड।
ओके गॉट इट।
ठीक है, क्लियर? सॉरी, कई बार मैं भी समझ नहीं पाता हूँ क्वेश्चन को, तो ऐसे हेल्प कर दिया करो मेरी भी, ताकि मैं बता दिया करूँ आप लोगों को। गुड। सो नाउ वी हैव द कम्युनिकेशन वाया दिस, बट इसमें एक ट्विक करता हूँ। अभी देखो पिंग पोंग हो रहा है, राइट? एवरीथिंग इज वर्किंग, बट नाउ इफ आई गोइंग इन द फायरवॉल और मैं किसी एक इंटरफेस का जोन चेंज कर देता हूँ, सो व्हाट इज गोइंग टू बी हैपन? If I'm going on this particular firewall and now I'm going to make a zone from LAN to trust, name change हो गया, so what is going to happen? Will it going to work or not?
Not.
Everyone agree? Because they are the same subnet, but they have the different zone.
Different zone. Yes.
So now see, I make the changes, the commit button is highlighted again. See, earlier is grid word. So now if I'm going to do commit, I have to make sure I'll check my name, not here. Okay, this is the best practice. Always go here and commit. So once I'll make the commit, after this commits, you'll see this both will lose the connectivity. So they lose the connectivity. Why? Which policy basically make them block the communication? Who is going to? Chandana, you tell me which policy? What is the policy name? I want to know name. What policy actually blocking this communication? Chandana, your voice is not coming.
Policy.
Your voice is not coming, Chandana. Sorry.
इंटर जोन।
Policy.
You type in chat. I'm not able to understand. Interzone or intrazone?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Interzone or intrazone? Shubhas, you tell me. Which one is going to block? Shubhas, आप लोग समझ नहीं आ रहा है? बताओ मुझे आप लोग। हेलो, कुछ तो बोलो यार कोई।
Interzone,
आ रहा
sir.
है इंटर जोन, इंटर जोन।
इंटरजोन है, राइट? सुभाष ने
या
Yes.
करेक्ट।
जिनका नाम दे रहा हूँ वो नहीं बोल रहे हैं, सो आई एम लिटिल बिट कंफ्यूज ना, कि मतलब लगता है समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है। एटलीस्ट बताया करो आप लोग,
आ
राइट?
रहा है सर समझ में, बहुत बेसिक से
हाँ,
बताते हैं।
ठीक है, चलो। तो नाउ इट्स इंटरजोन, राइट? सो इंटरजोन पॉलिसी, यू कैन सी बाय डिफॉल्ट एवरीथिंग इज ब्लॉक. So this is a default behavior. So we have to basically create a new policy to make sure they will have the like communication. This is getting blocked. This interzone policy is getting blocked the all traffic because everything denies. So to allow, we have to create the policy. To allow the communication, we have to create the policy. So आपको यहाँ पे जाना है and you have to add a new policy. And in this new policy, there is two policies going to required. If you are going to ping from this to this, so the policy one is going to require LAN to trust, and you have to allow. But if you are going to ping from here to here, then again policy two is going to be required. That is a trust to LAN, and this is going to be allowed. Make sense? अब इसमें एक क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछा था कि दो पॉलिसी क्यों चाहिए, तो मैं अभी बताता हूँ आप लोग को, बट पहले देखो why this is required. With the first policy, I'll create LAN to trust policy.
सर ये लैन तो इंटरनल हो गया, ट्रस्ट पॉलिसी क्यों बनाते हैं? ट्रस्ट
बताता हूँ
की मीनिंग क्या है?
एक मिनट बताता हूँ अभी।
जी।
सोर्स एड्रेस क्या हमारा है, हम कहाँ से अलाउ करना चाहते हैं, 10.10.10/24, ठीक है। दिस इज माई सोर्स, यू जस्ट हैव टू गो, मैं सारा कुछ बताऊंगा अभी कि इनका मतलब क्या होता है लेटर ऑन, बट फॉर टाइम बीइंग ट्रस्ट, and this is my zone, and this is my source address. I'll go in destination, this is my destinations, that is trust, this is my LAN, but I have to go destination, which destination, to trust, so I'll go there, and address is basically 10.10.10.11/24. I'll click it, and then applications, services, you just leave it for timing, and action should be allowed. So this is one set. So it is going to allow communication from here to here. Now from here to here also we have to do something. So just give me 1 second, guys. Just give me 1 second. I'm getting some urgent call, so 1
Okay.
minute. So I was talking, we have to require the reverse policy. Just let me text him. So this reverse policy is going to be this way. So I'll just click my reverse policy, that is my trust to my LAN policy. And this is my source. I'll go here, my LAN source. Sorry, trust is my become this particular where the traffic is going to come, and the address is 10.10.11. So I'll go and do that 10.10.10.11/24. And then I'll go here and make the zone as a LAN, and this is going to be 10.10.10.10/24. And this is also going to be allowed. And then I have to make the commit. Still, you can see these are not talking. But the moment I will do the commit, right? So I will go here and commit change by me and commit, and we'll wait and we'll see what is going to be happen. So the moment commit is completed, you will see they will start talking to you. They see it start pinging. But now, if you see in the firewall log, they are hitting different policy. So if you just follow the source to destination, means LAN to trust, see this is the my traffic, which is hitting to this policy, which I created, LAN to trust. But if I checking from the like trust to LAN, you see here, this is my different policy. So if I am making the connectivity from here to here, then my this policy. If I'm making communication from 11 to 10, then this is my this policy. And that's why they are doing the communication. Now, you guys understand this one? Any doubt, anyone, or everyone okay with that?
सर बोथ साइड कम्युनिकेशन के लिए दोनों पॉलिसी रिक्वायर्ड है, राइट?
मैं उसी पे आने वाला था अभी जस्ट अभी तक समझ गए कि नहीं समझ, अभी उसी पे मैं बात करने वाला हूँ, इसलिए मैंने पूछा। एवरीवन अंडरस्टैंड टिल हियर व्हाट आई हैव डन? गिव मी थम्स अप ताकि मुझे पता चलेगा। आई नीड एवरीवन थम्स अप। थोड़ा एंगेज रहो तब मुझे पता चलेगा ना। इम्तियाज का आगे बाकी लोग भी दो, राइट? ओके चलो, अभी भी कुछ लोग लगता है कि नहीं सुन रहे हैं मुझे या नहीं देख पा रहे हैं। मुझे पता कैसे लगेगा आप लोग एंगेज हो, या कुछ और नेटफ्लिक्स नहीं देख रहे हो, बगल में न्यूज़ नहीं देख रहे हो? ठीक है, चलो अब हम बात करते हैं why I need two policy. I created one direction policy, this policy 1, and I created this policy also. This is my policy 2. Anyone have any idea? अगर आप interview में जाते हो and this question is going to ask why two different kind of the policy is going to be required? Anyone want to say something? देखता हूँ कौन हमारे क्लास में सबसे ज्यादा पढ़ने वाला बच्चा है. Yes, go ahead please, one by one.
सर दोनों तरफ से कि पिंग इनिशिएट होगा, कभी मतलब PC1 से PC2 तो कभी PC2 से PC1, इसीलिए अगर हम एक ही तरफ से करेंगे, इफ वी वांट ओनली टू पिंग फ्रॉम PC1 टू PC2 और ओनली फ्रॉम PC2 टू PC1, we'll need only one policy in that case, क्योंकि that is a stateful firewall.
Okay, that's very good. Appreciated, Tushar. Any other comment, please? Any other version? Brajesh, Gaurav, you want to say something?
सर एक रीज़न ये भी हो सकता है कि बिकॉज जब हम पॉलिसी क्रिएट कर रहे थे उसमें सोर्स और डेस्टिनेशन में स्पेसिफिक आईपी एड्रेस डाल रहे थे, तो दैट कुड बी रीज़न. या
Good. Okay. चलो कुछ तो मतलब आप सोच रहे हो. That's more important, right? Answer could be wrong, could be right. वो अलग चीजें हैं. But the most important, you are thinking about something. You are still in the class. That's the most important for me. At least you are trying to understand about the communication. What I am doing that.
सर ये टू डिफरेंट जोन
कम्युनिकेशन करने के लिए
कम्युनिकेशन है, तो फिर उसके लिए तो हमें डिफरेंट पॉलिसी बनानी पड़ेगी ना.
Okay. So already हमने बनाया. We have the LAN to trust, right? But
Yes.
we create the reverse policy from trust to LAN also. This is what I am trying to understand. Why we have done this one?
अगर हम नहीं चाहते कि PC1 से PC2 कम्युनिकेट करे इन केस, देन हम पॉलिसी क्रिएट कर सकते हैं.
Okay. चलो ठीक है. Let's understand why this is. It is going to ask in the interview and you should be able to understand. As I mentioned that whatever the firewall we are doing discussion here right now, they are the first of all next generation firewall, right? And this next generation firewall have the one of the concept that the stateful inspection. ठीक है, stateful firewall ही बोलते हैं, stateful inspection. दूसरा हमारा होता था ओल्ड फायरवॉल, जिसको हम लेगेसी फायरवॉल बोलते हैं, जिसको हम बोलते हैं स्टेटलेस फायरवॉल. सो स्टेटफुल फायरवॉल में क्या होता है कि whenever you are going to initiate any packet, right, from this source to this destination, firewall is going to maintain one of the state here, state table. Based on that state table, they are going to make entry of the flow, right? Means which source is trying to reach which destination and do you have policy or not. And based on that state, if the packet is coming from the firewall going to destination, so packet is going out, and based on that flow, if he is replying, means if I'm talking and you are replying, then it will allow the communication. Because if I'm pinging, so that means it is also replying to me, na? Makes sense? If I'm pinging, so I'm also getting reply for the same ping. But when I'm initiating the ping from here, it will not allow to do the communication because you are the initiator now. So in stateful firewall, whenever any device is going the communication and we have the only one direction policy, based on that, they will allow to get the packet in from the originator. But if originator want to send some special packet or he want to talk to him, then this will not allow until or unless we have the reverse policy. You can think in this way. If I want to talk to Mr. Imtiaz, so based on my request, Imtiaz is going to respond. But if Imtiaz want to talk to me, then he also need a reverse kind of the policy in a firewall. Then only he can talk to me. Means Imtiaz cannot send anything, his message to me. But if I want to talk, I can talk to Imtiaz. He can just reply my queries. So this is the stateful firewall feature where my packet is going to be there and based on that, it is going to reply. Is it clear? And always, if you are initiating the traffic and it is responding, so you require the policy from this direction. But if it also going to request the packet, then also you require the policy in the reverse direction. So in client to server, what is happen? Client always go to server. Server never talk to the client. That's why we have the always policy from the client to server. But if you have the server to client communication also, then we have to require the reverse policies. Good? Everyone happy? So this is the layer 2 lab. Let me.
Sir, this is Deepak.
Yes, please go ahead.
सर इसमें जैसे पॉलिसी आप जैसे क्रिएट कर रहे हैं तो आपने वन वे आपने पॉलिसी क्रिएट की तो इसमें कोई ऐसा ऑप्शन रहता है कि रिवर्स पॉलिसी ऑटोमेटिक क्रिएट हो जाए या फिर हमको मैनुअली करना ही करना है?
No, there is no reverse policy automatic. You have to do manually always.
अच्छा सर, एक क्वेश्चन था कि जैसे अभी हम लोगों ने 2 पॉलिसी बनाई थी ना, लैन टू ट्रस्ट और ट्रस्ट टू लैन। अगर कोई एक ही पॉलिसी क्रिएट करते और उसमें एक डिफॉल्ट सबनेट अलाउ करते, तो क्या बोथ साइड कम्युनिकेशन होता?
Yes, if you create the single policy, just single policy, इसी में आप बोल दो कि LAN to trust and trust to LAN दोनों and दोनों का सबनेट अलाउ कर दो, that is also going to work. In a single
Yeah.
policy, you can club multiple zones and multiple subnet. This is also possible.
Okay.
This is a valid question. Okay. So let me stop this recording and we'll make the new recording. Okay. So I'll go
सर
ahead.
जोन क्यों बनाया?